Hello, friends and neighbors, and welcome to episode 34 of Ray and Benny Talk Sports. We got a bunch of things to talk about today. The NHL playoffs, CFL Bomber season coming up, NBA playoffs, drama with the Canadian men's soccer team, and of course, we have the Jets' ongoing coaching search. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, tell us what you think. Benny, where can they find us on the social medias?
You can find us, Ray Benny Sports. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Check us out.
I'm starting to get into the TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm old, man. I'm just getting into TikTok.
Still figuring that one out, too.
Any which way. Let's get into the NHL playoffs. We have a game going on right now. Edmonton and Avalanche. A couple of minutes ago, we were chatting. It was 4-2 for Edmonton. Where are we at now, bro?
We are 4-4.
Yeah.
And Mike Smith has gone full Mike Smith.
This guy has been an issue, man. He's come on, Ken Holland. If he has a job next year, Ken Holland, you got to find another goalie because this is crazy.
He is losing his cool. He's lost his cool in the second goal, because it wasn't a very good goal. Yeah. Third goal, lost it even more. I don't know what happened on this fourth one. Maybe he's lost it even more. I don't know, but he needs to keep his cool. Obviously, the Oilers are down 3-0 in this series.
Yeah.
They need to win tonight or it's done. And right now, Mike Smith ain't helping it. And we all expected the goaltending to be an issue. And Mike Smith hasn't been the guy. Yeah.
It's an issue. Let's talk about that last game. Not the complete game, but that crazy hit that's still being talked about. Evander Kane from behind on Nazem Kadri. What are your thoughts on that hit, bro? 1-game suspension.
Terrible hit. That stuff it's just not needed at all. Anything close to the boards like that from behind, I don't care who it is. You can say, oh, it was Nazem Kadri. He kind of deserved it for injuring guys before. No, not at all.
Don't say that, you idiot.
Not at all. Like, nobody deserves that. Broken thumb is what it sounds like. He had surgery. He's out for the series at least. He may be back later in the playoffs, but he could be out for the rest of the playoffs, which is a huge loss for the Avalanche in their quest. And losing Kane for this game is also another huge loss for the Oilers, man. I mean, it's just a stupid play. You need the win. You need to keep the series alive, and he's lucky he only got 1 game.
And they lack depth to start with.
Exactly.
They lack depth to start with. Like, Kadri is a huge blow, obviously, but even in that game, they had that guy, Kampfer, come up, and he played great. He had to go from the third to the second line. He came out of the penalty box on that break and scored that goal, the game-winning goal. So
another weak goal by Mike Smith.
They have that depth.
They do.
Yeah, he should have saved that. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's exactly what you're saying. Colorado has it. Conference had a wicked playoffs. Canes obviously had a wicked playoffs, but you're doing something stupid like this, which you lose it. Game 4, I got a question for you on this. Would you say that this Kane hit was should have been closer to a Scheifele suspension of 4 games, or was Scheifele's worse?
Oh, Scheifele was way worse. Way worse. This was a lot more bang bang. Like, I know he saw the back of his numbers, but it was very quick. And also, part of the ruling was, because he didn't get so many games, is because Kadri does have to take responsibility in the positions he puts himself into. He knows he was going into the corner hard, and he did flip his hips and turn his back really quickly on Kane, who's also going for the puck. So there is part of that. Well, you can say, but that's part of the NHL ruling.
Yeah,
it was part of the ruling, and it's true.
Exactly, but there was a lot of
personal responsibility as well.
It wasn't as quick as you're saying. There was a lot of time for Kane to see that Kadri had his back to him and to slow up. There's no need for that.
It looks like that in slow motion. It looks like that in slow motion, but in full speed, you see Kane in the slot reaching to try and get the intercept the pass, and then all of a sudden he's looking there, and that's his move.
Nah, I'm going to disagree with you on that one. He had
absolutely he can. But I don't think plenty of time in slow motion. Yeah.
No, he had plenty of time.
Watch it play in full speed.
I did. Kadri had his back to him the whole time. It's not
no,
like
he didn't. No, he didn't.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
No,
he went into the boards and turned like this before Kane even went towards him. So
exactly, he turned before Kane went towards him.
And Kane had plenty of time.
Not plenty of time. Plenty of time. There was not a maliciousness to it.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree on this one. It wasn't.
And we will a lot more. But I'm just saying,
terrible hit.
It was an ugly hit, and you have to be cautious going into the corner like that. But I don't think there was malicious intent.
It wasn't Kadri going to the boards and Kane coming at him right away, and Kadri turned at the last second. There was no way like that. He had enough time to notice Kadri's numbers and to slow up, and he could have taken Kadri slowly into the boards like most players normally would do, not to shove him into the boards.
That is so easy to say when the media plays it over and over in slow motion. That's just my issue. I don't think the intent was bad. I think he should have got more than one game. I really thought he was going to get two for this one.
So then that means his intent was bad if it should be more than one game. For sure.
No.
Yeah,
I think he'd get more than one because of his history. Like, for example, he had that. That's why I thought he should get more than one. Like the elbow on Pionk, you remember that one? Or the cross-checking after the whistle a couple times to the guy's head. I think that's why he would have gotten two, not because of the intent of the hit. Although it was ugly. I'm not saying it's not ugly.
Anything from behind into the boards should be probably more than a game. And Kane being a repeat offender should probably be more than a game. But
yeah,
either way, I mean, that shit's got to stop. These players they have to realize themselves, and the NHL suspending guys for this. They have to make it more. I don't know if it's because it's playoffs and you give them one game, give them a chance to get back in a series, but the players got to police themselves a little bit with this kind of stuff and be more cautious out there. At the end of the day, yeah, it was a broken thumb. It wasn't at least a broken neck or heavy concussion or anything like that. But it still sucks to see a star player like Kadri get knocked out of a series. So,
and if we look at intent, how about McKinnon's slew foot on Draisaitl? That was clear intent to take that guy. Like, his leg was behind his leg. He continued to go through his leg and lift the guy up where he falls on his back. That's absolutely dangerous.
But if you're going to call a bang-bang play, that's more of a bang-bang play than Kane hitting him in the back.
No, give me a break. A slew foot is one of the dirtiest plays. Absolutely.
Lots of agreements going on tonight.
It doesn't matter, agreement, disagreement. That's the way it is. I think McKinnon, he went after Draisaitl with ill intent there. Absolutely. It's not that McKinnon's the cleanest player either.
Yeah. Nothing to say on that one. I'm okay with that one.
Oh, really? You're okay with someone slew-footing another guy?
It wasn't necessarily a slew foot. He didn't have his leg totally out and bring his leg through.
Give me a break. The guy's knee was right in the guy's hamstring and he took him off of his feet. That's horrible.
The NHL didn't see it that way at all. So no suspension, no fine, no nothing.
Yeah, that was a bad one. That was a brutal one.
Yeah.
So hopefully Edmonton will try and pull this one off. Like, no other teams have, well, sorry, that's a lie. A few other teams have come back from 3-0. But it's tough, man.
It is now 5-5.
They don't have that depth. 5-5?
5-5. Colorado took the lead, and then Kassian just scored to tie it up. So
I was going to say how Frank Hughes is really stepping up his game in the last couple of ones, but
yeah, if we would have talked about that before this game, you would have said he was kind of the difference. But today, it's
not
a different story. You know, but he's still battling Smith. But at least Edmonton's getting their guys scoring tonight. Hyman's got a couple. McDavid's got another one. Nugent Hopkins. A lot of these guys have been quiet since game one, so they needed them to step up. But they also need their D and their goaltending to step up as well if they want to stop this Colorado team.
That's not going to happen because they don't have it. They can't step anything up that they don't have. Last time a team came back from 3-0 were the Kings over the Sharks in the first round, and they went on to win the Stanley Cup that year in 2014 against the Rangers.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Flyers came back one time, 3-0.
They didn't
against
win the
Boston.
Cup. They lost to Chicago that year.
Yeah.
2010.
Still hurts.
Let's talk about those New York Rangers playing the Lightning in a really great series. Like, I had the Lightning from day one of this season, or day one of the podcast, and I changed my mind going into this series. And it's 2-1 right now. So is this a series now, bro, do you think, where it's rounding the corner, where the Lightning are settled in, the veteran presence is going to take over, and this is their run now? Or is this kind of like the Lightning being at home and the Rangers still have control of this series?
I think maybe we'll see for sure in game 4, but I'm starting to think maybe Tampa took a little bit of control away. They were down 2-0 in this game 3 as well. Rangers could have, put this series close to being on ice kind of thing. And they allowed the Tampa Bay big guns, Kucherov, Stamkos, to come back, fight back, and take that win with 42 seconds left on the clock to take that leading goal. So
yeah,
and 52 shots on Shesterkin. So obviously he did his part.
Yeah, but 48 of 51.
Yeah, so I'm starting to lean in case Stanley Cup champions came back from a 2-0 deficit to win the game. I'm going to lean their way for a bit in this next game, and then we'll see where it goes. But
yeah,
it's quite the comeback. And yeah, the Rangers could have, when you got the champs on the ropes, you got to take them out. Don't let them get that breath of fresh air to come back in the series.
Yeah, and you can't be going toe-to-toe with them on special teams. Like, the first 4 goals of this game were all power play goals.
Yeah.
And that shot by Stamkos. Did you see that one timer?
Yeah.
Perfect shot, just over Shesterkin. Like, there's no chance Shesterkin could have saved that. Just like the last goal, it was just like inches.
Yeah.
So man, he's doing his job. I think the Rangers are still in control. I think maybe being on the road rattled them, and hopefully Gerard Gallant can get them focused and in there and being able to compete against Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay, because when that crowd's in Tampa Bay, that's a force.
Yeah, it makes a big difference being at home too. But like I said, you were down 2-0 at home. You're up 2-0 on the road. You gotta find a way to close that out.
Absolutely.
Especially when your goalie's playing as well as he did. So it'll be interesting. It would have been disappointing to see both series hit 3-0 because I know, you still think back to that first round of the playoffs, how crazy good it was. Second round, it had some decent series, some not so good ones. You don't want to see two sweeps in the conference finals of both series. So
yeah,
hopefully they can keep that one going a bit.
Yeah, and I think it will come down to the veteran versus the they're not a youthful team. They're younger, though, when you have guys like Panarin, Zibanejad, Chittle, Miller, Fox. Truba's still young, and Shesterkin, he's still a young guy. Yeah. So it's if they can really step up to this big stage.
Yeah, they got Fox's contract is kicking in, I think, for next year. So he's got a pretty good hefty raise. So we'll see what they can keep. They obviously probably want to keep Andrew Kopp after making that trade for him, and now ended up being a first and plus a second, right? So
yeah,
they got some decisions to make, and Trouba's making some good coin over there too. So
yeah, and it's not just about the roster and the contracts; it's about their experience in the playoffs and how they're going to step up against this Lightning team.
Well, Trouba's been there. He made the conference final with the Jets. He can relay some information. Kopp was there too, I guess.
Yeah, I think being the Jets the last few years doesn't really qualify as being playoff experience, bro. But
no, not the last few years, but that conference final run, what was that? 20 years ago?
Talk about the Winnipeg Jets. Let's move on to the Blue Bombers in the CFL. We're here opening week. First game on Thursday, a late game in BC, and of course the Winnipeg Blue Bombers opening up their season against Ottawa. We get to see the new banner. Not too many surprises in regards to cuts across the league, bro.
Yeah. I was looking at it, especially the Bombers. I was looking at it going, man, I didn't ever really heard of too many of these guys, and none of them really stuck out in the preseason.
Yeah.
We talked about one that Kyle Borsa, sorry.
Kyle Borsa, yeah.
He looked good. He could have been the third guy, but they went in a different direction. I was kind of surprised he didn't end up even on the practice roster.
Yeah, well, word is that he might have been offered a practice roster spot, and he's like, no, you know what? I'd rather go around the league and take my chances. And you know what? By what he showed in Saskatchewan, he might as well take his chances. Yeah. Maybe the Riders will sign him.
Yeah, for sure. There's no news on him yet, though, right? I tried to look today, and I hadn't seen anything. So
I haven't heard anything. Actually, other than the Riders, maybe Toronto would be a good spot behind Andrew Harris, too.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked pretty good. So
yeah, he's a solid, forceful runner.
Yeah, he looked like a big, solid. I don't know if he was big or what, but he looked like a solid dude, anyways, and he was making some good cuts. So
yeah,
we'll see. He'll probably end up somewhere else. But looking at the rest of the cuts, nothing. What do we got? Ali Mortada on the practice roster.
Yeah, well, they can't be. They're obviously not 100% convinced in Leggio.
No,
Legs has to come out of the gate on fire because I'm sure that hook will be short, bro.
Dude, I don't want to go through another even half a season of watching kickers miss easy kicks and and all that.
The hash marks have been moved in. Come on, Leggio.
Yeah, it was supposed to help Ali Mortada the most, apparently, but it obviously didn't. I mean, the Bombers didn't really kick too many field goals in preseason, from what I remember.
Yeah.
And too many converts. I know Mortada missed at least one in that first game. So we'll see if that's a problem. But who's going to be the backup QB?
The past month, Drew Brown, I think.
Yeah.
But although I thought Prukop was better at short yardage, or maybe he's better suited for short yardage. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't know. I might play Prukop because he's better at short yardage, and you need those guys to come in.
Yeah, and he's got the experience, whereas Drew Brown can kind of sit back and maybe learn a little bit more about the game from the sidelines for a bit. But they usually typically only dress 2, don't they? Or do they go with 3?
Yeah, they go with 2 usually. And Drew Brown has the experience of the system from being around last year. So that is a tough decision, honestly. I haven't seen anything online in regards to who has a lead on that one.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it was Drew Brown because of his play, but again, short yardage, I see Prokop as a bigger guy. Because Drew Brown was having trouble on the goal line there. Remember that in Saskatchewan?
Right, yeah, he couldn't punch that in at all. So
yeah,
just need Sean McGuire back from that. That's what he was good at.
Yeah, I don't
Or
think he want to come
Strevy.
back. Oh, there's time still, but he's still looking for his NFL job, bro. He's still
I'm
looking for his
sure.
NFL job. Just a note: Josh Miller was the only player cut who had some experience with the Bombers last year. He got himself a ring just for 4 games, so he won't be with the Bombers. I was a bit surprised. Remember, I was going off about Jordan Berner.
Yeah.
Being Willie Jefferson's rotation guy. He didn't make it. He's one of those training camp guys that I always fall in love with. Every year, there's one guy who I'm like, yeah, this guy's going to make it.
And doesn't make it.
No, bro. He didn't make it.
Dalton Schoen made it as a wide receiver. I'm interested to see what he can do in the regular season.
Yeah, that wide receiver core, I'm very interested to see how they play. They have like a nice possession guy inside, maybe like a Weston Dressler type guy in Schoen. They have Ellingson and Wolotarski on the outside. They have Bailey and Dembski. That's a pretty good unit, bro.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting group. It's got a lot of returning faces, but it's also got a lot of questions at the same time with Lawler and Darvin Adams gone. So
yeah,
but it still seems like it should be fine. Like Ellingson finally got back on the practice field today, so that's a good sign for Friday night.
Neufeld's back on the field practicing as well.
Winston Rose was a full participant, so that's good too.
That's wicked good.
You know, especially that he was in a walking boot. But Jefferson, Jeffcoat still out. He didn't practice, so
Jackson Jeffcoat, yeah. Okay. I'm still concerned about the dime linebacker position. We only got to see Rutledge, us fans, not them. They have tape. I'm sure they're fine. Only a couple, instances where we got to see Rutledge really in action. So I'm a little concerned about that position, but I'm cheering. I have confidence in Richie Hall again. I know, and another Achilles man.
Yeah, that's not good. 2 years in a row now with that, right?
That's rough. Yeah, same injury. I don't know if it's the same foot or what, but man, that's rough. Don't forget to catch us on our next episode. We'll go into detail about the Bombers, game day action coming up, along with the CFL season outlook and predictions. Let's talk about a little CFL news, brother. The only one that really got under my collar this week was Larry Tannenbaum in Toronto. You want to start off with this, brother, before I go off, or no?
No, go ahead, man. Let's hear it.
I'm not going to go off, but this guy, and I admit, the CFL is not perfect in the way it's run. He's absolutely right in that. But, man, this team averaged less than 9,000 fans last year. Dead last in attendance for the 6th bloody year in a row. Look in the mirror, bro. What do I always say about Toronto? 1% of the population. That's all you need. And the efforts aren't being made.
No, man. I mean, start marketing that team. Get it out there. Like, he seemed like the type of guy that, you know what, I'm not getting my way. So I don't like the league, and I'm not going to try and grow if they're not going to listen to me. The guy is more really worried about what the value of the franchise is. So that he could possibly sell it or say, hey, I own a $1 billion CFL team or whatever. He's not too concerned about the product. Well, I don't know if he's concerned about the product or not. It doesn't seem like that's at the forefront of his mind. You know, talking about BC, Montreal, and Toronto, not attracting younger fans or whatever. It's like, well, whose fault is that?
Are you in there with youth initiatives? No, you're not really.
No, you're not doing anything. Then to say the CFL teams are not worth much money. Well, we know that. Yeah. You know, the CFL has never really been a league where the franchises or anything have been worth anywhere close to any other league, right?
For like years, 10, 15 years, it was a good thing if you broke even.
Yeah. And most fans, the majority of fans are good with that. And you will get hopefully 20 to 30,000 fans showing up at a game, right? So Toronto should be able to pull in 20,000, no problem. BC as well, Montreal as well.
Like, how do you go into the East Final and only sell 22,000 tickets? And most of them probably were bought by Hamilton fans. Yeah. Like, this is ridiculous. Do the work. Find out what your niche is. Find out where you are in because I get it. Toronto, the entertainment dollar is congested. You have the Raptors. You have the Toronto FC. You have the Leafs. I get it. And concerts and whatever. So find your niche. Are you family entertainment and make it cheap? Then make it cheap like the Manitoba Moose and get people out.
Yeah. Dude's just waiting. He's hoping one day the NFL will come to town, which he's gonna be waiting a long time for that. So that's the thing. Stop worrying about the NFL because it's not happening anytime soon. Start worrying about your CFL, a product that you have or a sport you have in your backyard. Market that, build up that fan base, get it going. And hey, if you do that in Toronto, then the franchise values probably all go up everywhere.
Absolutely, because that TV deal is going to be bigger.
Yeah.
Like,
So
this guy just pisses me off. Don't even. I can't believe you mentioned the NFL thing. I'm actually holding my tongue really hard right now. Stupid idiots in Toronto. Figure it out, Toronto. Figure it out. We're gonna have this little thing where we go on headlines for each individual team, kind of like our prediction of how the team will do this year in a one sentence, one headline format. And we're going to go from west to east, starting with the Lions. Should I go first, brother?
give her.
So my headline for the Lions this year will be Lions sputter with O-line issues all year.
Yeah, I can see that. And going hand in hand with that, will that the QB group will be in tough all season. Not only because of that O-line, but because of the inexperience and having to deal with an O-line that's not that good.
Absolutely. Like, I saw some nice throws against Saskatchewan from Rourke and what was our other QB quarterback? I can't remember his name. Again, with the names. But they made some good throws. But, bro, if they have no protection, they're in trouble.
No, an exhibition, regular season, totally different. We'll see this week when they play. Maybe they'll surprise us both, but
I hope they do. I hope they do. I missed the Lions when they were really good and loud and they had a good crowd. Let's go on to Edmonton. You want to go first on this one, bro? What do you got?
Yeah, I'm thinking, can Chris Jones bring back some respectability to that Elks D? You know, he's always had good Ds. Can he do it again? Because otherwise they'll be in tough.
Mine's kind of on the same lines as yours. I'm Edmonton Elks improve, evil genius confirms title. Because he's a dang good coach, bro.
Yeah.
Like you say on that defense, and like moving Duron Carter to DB, we'll see. But the guy can read, the guy can jump, he can run. Replays. I don't know what he does in his spare time. But let's move on to Calgary. I have BLM, Bo Levi Mitchell, not Black Lives Matter. BLM out of gas. Meyer takes over duties after Labor Day rematch.
Well, I pretty much got the same thing here.
Oh, what you got?
Jake Meyer will at some point take over for Bo Levi.
Wow, folks. Wow. Are we putting too much weight on that one bad performance?
Probably. No. It goes back to last season as well. And, I know he was injured at some point, but, he came back later and still did not look like a decent quarterback anymore. So maybe prove us wrong like BC can, but right now that's what I'm going with.
Hear that, boy, Levi Mitchell? Prove us wrong. Let's go to Regina and the Saskatchewan Roughriders. What do you got for them, brother?
Mine's more about Cody Fajardo, and can he keep it going? Can he get this offense going? And will he be more of the 2 years ago Cody Fajardo than last year kind of thing? So
gotcha. We're on the same level on some of these ones, bro. I have Roughriders fall short. Cody's ability to be clutch questioned.
Yeah.
He just hasn't been able to prove that in the big game. It hasn't been all him. Don't get me wrong. That Bomber defense is crazy, but he hasn't been clutch.
Nope, he hasn't been able to step up and take the team over the top.
Should I go with the Bombers next, or should I leave them for last?
Yeah, let's leave it for last.
Okay. Let's go to Toronto then. Toronto. I have Toronto stuck in neutral. 3 last names isn't the answer.
And along the same line, how long till Chad Kelly takes over?
That's a better headline, because I'm really looking forward to Chad Kelly, man. This athlete, he got me excited. Dinwiddie got me excited about him.
Yeah, that's the thing, that the way they were talking about him a couple weeks ago and all that stuff, I fully expect him to be. We know what BLT is. Not BLT, McLeod Bethel Thompson. We know what he is. He's a pick machine. So at some point, Chad Kelly's going to get his chance. So,
okay, let's go to Ottawa. What do you got for Ottawa?
Can Lapo finally get things right as a head coach?
Ooh, good one. I have Ottawa takes huge strides behind Mazzoli MOP performance. I see this guy having a good year in that offense with Paul LaPolice.
Yeah, and that's the same thing that I was kind of going with. Obviously, it's going to be on Mazzoli to see if Lapo has the chops to stay as a head coach. So the two of them are going to have to work together. So
right on. So let's go to Montreal. I have Adams unable to take that step. Kahari Jones pays for failures. I think Kahari's on the bubble this year, and I think because he won't get that quarterback over the hump, he might pay for it with his job, bro.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing, man. QB controversy all season. Adams is a starter, but Harris is ready to pounce. And then I had another one saying, will Kahari last?
See, we
So-
yeah, friends and neighbors, we didn't talk to each other before
No,
this.
we did not.
This just see, we're allowed to not agree at the beginning, but then we come together at some point. It's all good. It's all good. How about Hamilton? Who do you got for Hamilton, brother? Or what do you got for Hamilton?
I got the pressure is now on for Dane Evans to prove that he can lead the team.
Absolutely. It is his team unquestionably now.
Yeah.
It is his team. I have Hamilton, the Bills of the CFL, with another Grey Cup loss. 3 in a row. Why are you laughing, bro? I'm just saying the truth. I think they'll make it to the Grey Cup, but I think they'll fall short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be tough for Hamilton fans and Hamilton in general.
I know, and they've lost to Winnipeg so many times in the Grey Cup.
Yeah.
I don't mind. So let's talk about the Bombers. Finish it off at home. What do you have for the boys?
Again, Winnipeg D will again be at the top of the league.
Yeah, we're on the same track. Bombers achieve three-peat fueled by historic defense.
Yeah.
I think they'll find a way to be even better than last year.
I expect more out of the offense this year and to be clicking for most of the season, unlike last year where it was just in spurts sometimes.
Yes.
So I expect that, but I still expect the team to be carried by their D. Not carried, but,
Oh, for sure.
the D
carried.
being better kind of thing. Yeah.
Without a doubt. I'm really looking forward to that D line with Casey Sales and this Wilcott guy.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how they play. So friends and neighbors, those are our headlines for the CFL this year. Feel free to share some of your headlines in the comments. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, like, leave a comment. We're into the quick shots, bro, to take us home. Let's start off with Canada and Panama. Friendly canceled. What's going on with the men's soccer program, bro?
I mean, what a mess starting off with scheduling a exhibition game against Iran, switching it to Panama. The players canceling the game, 2 hours or an hour before the game was supposed to start.
Come on.
And being over prize money and allocation of that prize money. I get it. The players want their fair share. That's great. They deserve it.
They do.
But canceling the game hours before, saying you're not coming out when fans are already on their way.
Yeah.
Some fans had shown up from out of town. You booked a hotel room, blah, blah, blah. You can't do that, man. Like, that's not the right way to do this, especially when Canada and soccer is still trying to build. This will just show
fledgling here. This is fledgling stuff right here, right now.
This will show to people going, oh, that's why soccer is terrible, right?
Absolutely.
Stuff like this will happen. So I don't like it. I do believe they should get their fair share for sure, work it out and all that other stuff. But you're messing with not only the fans, you're messing with your preparation for a World Cup that you finally made after 30 whatever years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, and they have this $10 million that they're trying to figure out how to disperse from getting to the World Cup.
Yeah.
And I don't know much of the details. I can only go off rumor what I hear online. And I hear the Canada's governing board, CSA, is giving them an offer similar to Australia. Australia is ranked 42nd. Canada is 38th. So, without details, I'm not picking sides, but, they do deserve a lot of the cut. They deserve for their tickets and families to be paid for getting there. But also, what are they demanding percentage-wise and comparable to other world-class programs across the world?
Yeah, and you hope some of that money would also go back into the program in general, right? And to increase any kind of training, all that kind of stuff, and be able to share it somehow to help them now, but also help future Canada soccer players to make it there. And once they get there, to have a program that's worthy. And they've built there. I mean, they got to the World Cup.
Yeah.
Now both groups have to work together to figure this out, man. But this looks bad on Canada soccer.
And for the head of the CSA or whatever that guy is, to say that it will ruin the infrastructure and the future plans by what the Team Canada wants. It's like, come on, you really didn't have the infrastructure planned out prior to the World Cup? Like, come on, there's that doesn't jive with me too much, bro.
No, in Canada and soccer, they probably don't.
They gotta fix it up. They gotta fix it up.
And that's part of the thing they do have to fix, right?
Jeez.
So it's terrible to be in this position or to get there. So
hopefully
they work it out. They have 2 games coming up, and apparently they're back into training, and those games are planned to go. So
they can't miss Thursday's game. They can't miss the next Thursday's game. That has to do with what do we call it? CONCACAF League and Gold Cup
or whatever.
Yes, qualifying. So they can't be missing games like that.
That's where FIFA starts to come down on them, or UEFA, or whoever. Or I guess not UEFA. That's Europe, but FIFA or CONCACAF. That's where they're going to come down on.
Absolutely,
on Canada.
Absolutely. Who'd you take in the NBA playoffs to win, bro?
I went with the Warriors.
You think it's still going that way?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Boston surprised me in game one with that win, and it was a decisive win too.
Yeah.
But Golden State came back. Steph Curry had a pretty good game last night, right? So
Yeah. That third quarter again, they went on like a
yeah,
22-2 run. They're like masters of the third quarter, and they're playing good.
yeah.
I'm so happy to see defense actually making an appearance in the NBA playoffs, bro. They're playing good man-to-man defense, switching. They're making turnovers. I think they got 33 points off of turnovers.
Wow, that's pretty
against
good.
the
Yeah.
Celtics. So I want to see more defense, and I don't think I'm going to change my pick either, brother. I think the Warriors are going to glide through the rest of the way.
Yeah, I don't know if Boston. I don't know if Boston has enough to take it. Tatum's obviously had a pretty good. Jason Tatum's had a pretty good playoff and all that, but he needs some help from the other guys to be able to beat these Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, they have to shoot like over 50% in threes to really have a chance.
Yeah.
Not good. Not good. And they're beaten inside the paint. Where I loved it, they're beaten. They're like Celtics were minus 16 inside the paint.
Yeah, so, and you think you'd actually be better than Golden State in that area, but
exactly. Al Horford, where are you, bro? Where are you?
Do you have 2 points last night?
How about that Winnipeg Jets coaching search?
Oh, still going.
I know, bro. It's getting kind of nerve-wracking, to be honest with you. Like you mentioned earlier to me, hey, Boston just fired their coach. I'm like, oh, great, another interview. Yeah. Let's prolong this whole thing. Ugh. Thoughts?
I'm starting to think or assume that Trotz is not going to be the guy.
Mm-hmm.
If it would have been done, or if it was going to happen, it would have happened already. The draft is a month away, so you think you'd also want a coach to have in here to also have some input in some of your draft picks, right? And what kind of system he's going to want to play or whatever. So, all I hear was what Arneal sounds like he's going to be part of the coaching staff, maybe not the head coach, but it sounds like he's. So to me, it's like, okay, well now, are you forcing this guy on another coach you're hiring, or are you just trying to find a coach that will agree to Arneal being on the staff?
Yeah, I think that it's a common practice for the coach to bring in a couple guys and for the organization to have input on a couple guys too. I'm just worried that Scott Arneal's brought in just in case something doesn't happen. And of course, there's the word coming out that True North is looking for someone who has ties to the community because they understand the community and the market, which is honestly a good point because Winnipeg is a fickle, small market.
Yeah, but Trotz lived in Manitoba forever, man.
True.
But you know what kind of market it is.
This is in regards to Trotz not coming, like you're starting to feel. I was just saying, so.
Yeah. They talked to Tocchet, Rick Tocchet, and Jim Montgomery's name is out there too. So
Jim Montgomery played for the Moose.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go.
Oh boy, the search continues. Any shout outs, Benat?
Well, I got 2 things to say. First, I'm going to give a shout out to my boy, Frank Gore.
Retired.
On a fantastic NFL career. He just retired this week. So good luck to him in his future endeavor, if it's going to be a boxer or what he's going to end up doing. But
respect. 3rd leading rusher in NFL history.
Man, he was fantastic. For how bad those Niner teams were when he was on those teams, it's too bad he never got that Super Bowl. But, he was always a beast and always – the Niners could have been 2-13. He would still be giving her in that last game if he could.
He's the only thing they had.
Shout out to Frank Gore on an amazing career.
Yeah. Shout out to Kyle Connor, who won the Lady Bing today. Kind of like a most gentleman-like player. I think 4 penalty minutes all year. And the guy does plays 20-something minutes every game. Yeah. Well deserved. He won by crazy amount of points too. He wasn't even close.
Yeah. Indeed. At least the Jets won something this year.
Yeah, something. Goodness gracious.
Can I tell you something?
What?
It's over.
Who won?
Colorado.
It's over, Bray. Turn out the lights. The party's over. Benny, do you have anything to say to the people?
You know what? Check us out on social media. Have a good week, and thanks for listening.
And in the famous words of Sylvester Stallone, I can't do an imitation. Playing polo is like trying to play golf during an earthquake. Be kind, be safe, help each other out. Hey, friends and neighbors, don't forget to check us out online on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Ray Benny Sports. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell us what you think.